Hey everyone, it's Brave here again. I just wanted to talk today about superficial attraction and how temporary it is. So, when people think that, wow, that person looks great, or, oh, the way they're acting towards me, when they're trying to get my attention, when they want me to first go out with them, is so overwhelmingly charming and beautiful. This must be how they are all the time. Well, no, obviously, people are not going to show you that they're rude, lazy, unhygienic, don't shower every day, have an alcohol problem, have a drug problem, have a gambling problem, oh, overly are cruel to their family or kids. Like, no one's going to show you the worst side of them. And that is why it's so important to get to know people before you are attaching your wagon to them. Like, people are literally meeting someone and within weeks they're marrying them, or within weeks they're moving them into their house just because the person managed to pull the wool over your eyes and pretend that they are a perfect person, which no one is a perfect person. Just because you see someone in a nightclub or at, any place that you meet them, even if you meet them in a library, even if you meet them at a basketball game or in the supermarket or walking down the street and they smile at you and you get talking, like, you don't know what they're like when they live with you. You don't know what they're like when they get angry. A lot of people have personality disorders that help them pull the wool over people's eyes because, especially narcissists, people with actual fully blown diagnosed narcissistic personality disorder, they can come across very charming in the beginning. You would think, wow, they're too good to be true. And if you're a broken person, you would jump at that because you would think, oh wow, I'm used to horrible people, and this person seems to be everything that I want, But obviously, they are copying the template of what they know people want. A lot of narcissists will ask you, what are you looking for in a person? And then you'll tell them, and they will mimic those things because, you know, they're not good. If they were honest and upfront and said, hey, I'm a narcissist, I'm going to use you, I'm going to treat you like crap, I'm going to, use you as if you're a service provider or a toy that I pick up and use and then throw back on the shelf and ignore when I'm not interested, and pick up a new toy. And, I don't care if you're jealous that I'm picking up multiple different people or toys, because they see people as objects. They don't see people as real people who have a personality. They don't love you as a person, they love what you can give to them. So a narcissist will love if you always give them sex, or always give them comfort, or always cook their favorite food, or always, give them gifts, or take them places, or, cater to them. But as soon as you want them to do any of that for you, like reciprocate, they'll be offended. Like, why should I give you a massage just because you gave me a massage? Why do I have to care that your neck hurts after working a 12-hour shift? But they don't have a job. They sit on their ass doing nothing, or they got a job where they're sitting down all day, but you've been on your feet for hours and lifting heavy boxes, but they don't care about any of that. Even their children, they'll mistreat, and ignore. If they're not ignoring them, neglecting them, they could be violent, other types of abuse. It's very scary how many people are sick narcissists out here in the world. And then when they're outside of like, anyone who's close to them, they'll mistreat. And then when they're outside of those moments, like outside of the home, they will treat everyone like they're kings. And then the family or the people who are close to them, the wife, the girlfriend, whoever, they'll be like, why do they treat everyone else better than me? They'll be walking down the street like they're Al Capone, greeting everyone, people they don't even know, who don't even want to talk to them, who don't care if they know them. They will act like they're the mayor of New York, walking down the street, looking at everyone, smiling with everyone, trying to talk to people, trying to get people's attention. But that's because they're looking for new sources of supply. They've already got you hooked or locked down because you married them, or you're already in love with them, or you got kids with them, or you're already under their spell, so they don't need to love bomb you anymore or trick you into thinking they're nice. They don't care what you think anymore. They know you know the real them, and that's why they look for new people to trick, because they like that initial phase when no one knows they're a piece of shit. No one knows they're a scummy narcissist who's out to trick them. They put on this, I'm so intelligent and lovely and lovable, look at me. That's them imitating someone else who was normal, who they've seen in the past or on the TV or whatever. And they see that, oh, these popular people get all the friends and all the attention. If I mimic them, I will get all the friends and the attention. But the sad thing is, when they actually get people hooked on them or liking them or wanting to be loyal to them, then they treat you like shit, because the closer you get to a narc is the worse they will treat you. This is the sick irony, the sick twist of fate, the punch in the face. Like, this is the sad thing. If a narc is mistreating you, it's because they view you as having gotten too close to them. And it's bizarre, isn't it, that you got so close to them because you wanted to love them, you wanted to be close to them, but then they saw that love as a threat, as, oh, you want to consume me, you want to take away my freedom, I must punish you for this. It's sick. But sadly, their personality disorder won't allow them to see you as anything but a threat. In the beginning, when they're nice to you, it's fake. It's not the real them. They're not that intelligent. They're boring, in fact. The person they pretend to be, who was smart, intelligent, funny, kind, generous, going out of their way, being over the top and grandiose, buying the whole bar a round of drinks, like, that was fake. That was to make you think they were a big deal and amazing. And they're not. They're actually very boring. They're just so empty. They're just a big void, They're like a mirror. They're like a, well, when I say a mirror, they're like a, those mirrors where they call it a two-way mirror, but you can only see through one side, So it's like you look at them and you can see through them because there's nothing there, But when they look at the themselves, they don't understand that they're a piece of crap. But at the same time, when I've listened to Sam Vaknin's videos, who's a professor of psychology, and he, funnily enough, is a diagnosed narcissist, even though he's a professor of psychology, so it's kind of weird. But he's telling everyone, like, how to keep away from narcissists, how to, learn about what narcissism is. And when he speaks about what it is to be a narc, and his narcissism came from severe abuse when he was a child, so it turned him into a monster, when he got older, sadly. But and I say sadly because I feel sorry for the child who was abused. I don't feel compassion or forgiveness for the monsters they become, going around, hurting people when they're an adult, destroying people for fun. I don't feel sorry for the monster they become. They get any revenge that happens to them, or any bad stuff they get. That's what you get for hurting good people, who didn't deserve it. But yeah, it's sad that apparently, they feel inadequate. So when I said, oh, they don't know they're a piece of shit, they do have some weird insecurities and inferiority complex and shame and guilt and stuff, but their what do you call it, their personality disorder tells them, it like spins them a lie and says, no, don't feel all that, guilt and that you're not good enough, you're not intelligent enough. Let's pretend we're awesome. Let's pretend everyone else is inferior and we're the godlike one, okay? And then it's like their false self convinces them of this. It's like Jekyll and Hyde. It's like if the monster version, I forgot which one it is Mr. Hyde the bad one, I think, in the Jekyll and Hyde story. Yeah, because I think it was Dr. Jekyll. And then, yeah, so Mr. Hyde, which is the bad one, when Dr. Jekyll drinks a potion, he, imagine if that is inside the narcissist, like a split personality disorder, where there's another part of them that convinces them of this delusion, this fantasy or whatever, that they're better than everyone else. Everyone hates them. It's not their fault that everyone keeps leaving them, even though, no, you go around destroying people and people leave you. That's why you're ending up alone. But then you latch onto new people because you learn how to fake, fake being a normal person, but you can't keep it up for more than a few months or a year. And then within a year or two, if anyone has any sense, they get away from you because you've caused so much damage in that year or two. I mean, oh my God, like the nuts that have been in my life, it's so scary how much damage they can cause, like psychological pain and damage, emotional damage to a normal person in just a few months. It's so crazy. Like, and they will repeat this, they will pick up multiple people all at once and be simultaneously destroying them, sometimes using one to make the other jealous. So they have like a sorry, I was going to swear. I try not to swear, but I usually swear like a sailor, but I try my best not to swear on here. But these people, these horrible narcissistic people with a true personality disorder, and I'm not talking about, oh, they're just a bit up their own arse. No, this is a true mental illness, a true psychological disorder. Having NPD, the narcissistic personality disorder, that is a severe personality disorder. That is like having split personality disorder. They are not well, and they will never be well, unfortunately. And people keep trying to stay with them, saying, oh, if maybe I can change them, if I just love them hard enough. Oh, they've had a hard life. We've all had a hard life, some of us worse than others, but I don't go around destroying anyone. I go around trying to save people from having a hard life because I know what it feels like to suffer, and I don't want anyone else to feel the pain I've gone through. If I can help it, I will put a stop to people's pain and suffering, or I will advise them not to do things that will lead to pain and suffering. So, not just because you've gone through pain and trauma, that's not a good enough excuse to say, well, that's why I go around destroying people, because I've been through worse than you and I'm not doing that. So clearly your mind has become broken and your disorder makes you do these things, and you don't deserve good people in your life, and that's why you're going to end up alone. And that's your fault, because narcissists could become self-aware and try to stop doing what they're doing, but it would probably only come from when they hit rock bottom. They would have to lose everything, their house, their job, their car, their kids, their wife, and then have nowhere to turn. And then they might consider, oh my God, I might have to change because now I have nothing, you know? But yeah, it's very strange. So even if you take the narcissistic personality disorder out of the equation and just look at nasty, selfish people who want to have their cake and eat it too, like women and men who have multiple partners, who cheat on their main partner with multiple people, multiple one night stands, and the husband or boyfriend or girlfriend or wife is not aware of it. That kind of person clearly has, in my opinion, they have got some insecurity, and they soothe that insecurity by going with multiple partners. I don't believe it's about good sex, because how good is the sex when you're drunk and you're going with a stranger? You have no idea what their private area looks like, or the size, or their technique, or what they're going to do to you. You don't know this person. So why would you take the chance to go out every night and hook up with some person you don't know? You have no idea what diseases they've got, and then you're drunk most of the time. Because when people go out and have one night stands, majority of the time they're drunk when it happens. But nowadays we've got this messed up thing where people go on the apps, like is it Tinder? I don't even know, because I don't use these pathetic apps. um like, I heard a story through someone else that, I think she was like a English white lady. She was like maybe 26 or 27, and she had kids. So she was one of those slaggy women who she slept with a load of men who weren't her husband or boyfriend and she just got pregnant, and then she was a single mother but she didn't care properly for the kids, but then she'd always be leaving the kids with her parents and then going off and sleeping with men and using Tinder to go and hook up in the daytime with jobless losers. So, like, what do you call that? Loser? Is she a sex addict? Is she, what is wrong with her? Like, clearly something's wrong with her, because bitch, go look after your kids. You tramp. Like, why are you out looking for people in the daytime to hook up with, and they're so jobless and pathetic, they would be sitting around willing to go and meet you. Like, oh my god, like, that is so disgusting. And those children mean nothing to her, because in the daytime, when she should be looking after those kids or getting the house clean and ready, and then going out and buying shopping, and or going to work, and then going and picking up the kids, she's out pleasure getting empty pleasure from losers, picking up more diseases, possibly getting pregnant again. Like, how disgusting. So look at her. In my opinion, she don't love herself, because if you did value and love yourself, you wouldn't be having kids with all these different strange men who don't even like you. Soon as they hear you're pregnant, they run away. They can't stand you. They don't even want to be there for the children. That's terrible on their part. The men should be there for the kids, whether they like the mum or not. And yeah, it's very scary how empty people are, so empty that they will choose poison to fill themselves up. And whether that poison is alcohol, drugs, it could be gambling, it could be overeating, it can be sleeping around to try and get some kind of high off the energy of someone liking them. You know what I mean? Like me, for instance, I remember when I don't use Facebook much anymore, but when I used to use it a lot years ago, people would always be adding me and sending me messages and being like, "Oh, I would love to meet you. Where do you live?" And I'd be like, "I'm in London." "Oh, I'm in Birmingham. I'm in Manchester. I'm in Scotland. I will drive to London just to see you." And I'd be like, "Why? You live 3 hours away, or 8 hours away, or 5 hours away. Why would you drive all the way to London just to see a stranger? I'm not, but I could be a nutter for all you know. What if I was a serial killer? You don't know me. What if I wasn't the woman in the photo? You know, even though it was my photo, but so bizarre. Like, and I was like, what is wrong with you? Why don't you just go and find someone in your local area to like? It was like the strangeness that someone would drive all the way, waste petrol, and then I'm like, well, where are you going to stay in London? Because you're certainly not staying with me. I don't know you. And then they're like, oh no, I'll get a hotel, and then maybe we could have some drinks and have some fun in my hotel room. And I was like, ugh, that's even worse. So it's bad enough you want to meet a stranger who's like really far away, but then you actually think, you in your mind are justifying all this ridiculous travel because you think sex will definitely happen. And what happens when I say, no, I don't know you, and I don't let just anyone touch me? I'm very fussy about who I like and who I let touch me. And this is not my cup of tea. I don't just hook up with losers I don't know. Like, but it's so weird to me that even like someone who lived in Spain was like trying to contact me. And I said, do you understand? I'm not in your country. I'm in another country. And they were like, yeah, I know. And I said, okay. And they're like, yeah, come and see me. And I went, no. I couldn't believe it. I was just like, no. Like, fucking, what are you talking about? No, hell to the no. And they're like, yeah, but loads of British people come over from England to Spain. And I went, yeah, for a vacation, not to hook up with some stranger. Obviously, if the losers are loose enough and promiscuous enough, they will sleep with strangers on holiday, because they're a load of drunkards who all they do is drink themselves into a frenzy and then let people abuse them. But I'm not that type of person. I said, even if you came to England right now, I would show you around. I'd meet you in a public place, but there's no guarantee that I'm gonna want to touch you in any sexual way. And you know, if you wanted to get something out of it, you better plan some shit for yourself. You better make sure you have a tourist plan for yourself. But don't come for me. Don't come and start getting obsessed with me. I don't need anyone to like me that much. Like, I can't stand when uh there was a couple times in the past where a guy got really obsessed with me, and I just was like, I am a great person. I am a very kind, loving, generous, awesome lady, but don't love me that much, please. Like, I don't want to sound vain, but do not obsess over me, because obsession is dangerous. I don't understand why you're obsessed with me. And these were people I hadn't even slept with. This was just us going on a few dates. And on those 3 or 4 dates, I decided this person is more of a friend. I would like them to be a friend, nothing more. And it wasn't because they weren't good looking or intelligent. I didn't feel attracted to them in that way. And so I let them know politely, and, not in a rude way, but just like, hey, you'd be a great friend, but I'm not looking for anything else from you. I hope that's okay. But then they would become obsessed with me because I didn't want them. So I guess it's that thing of, they want what they can't have. But why can't we be friends? And then it's not my fault if you're still attracted to me sexually and I'm not attracted to you. Like, that can become dangerous, because then I would worry that you might try and get me drunk and take advantage of me, because some people do that. They want you in that sexual way, and then you say, nah, let's be friends, but then they kind of keep around you so that when you're weak and your defenses are low, they can take advantage of you and then throw you away. It's like they want to use you and then throw you away, almost to get back at you, which is weird. Like, oh, you rejected me, but haha, I took something from you. But then it's like, well, are you becoming a criminal now? Because if you're going to force yourself on me, now you're committing a crime. I mean, that's not funny at all. So, yeah, there's a lot of worries that men and women have to have, that there are a lot of people out there who are predators for some weird reason. They're preying on people, and it's really scary. So, like I said, like, if someone can hook a load of people in with their fake, with their fake niceness, their fake, personality, putting on that they're a great guy or a great girl, yes, maybe you can superficially hook people in, but can you keep them? And I bet you can't. I bet you can only keep a boyfriend for a couple of months or a girlfriend for a couple of months. And maybe you're just using each other as F buddies. But even then, the one who is feeling like, one of you is going to feel used, and no one wants to feel used. That's the stupid thing about humans. You're so predictable. And I'm saying you lot as if I'm not human. I mean, we're all spiritual beings in human body. So I don't even feel like part of you lot. I'm like a alien or something. But no, I'm joking. But yeah, I know, being a spiritual being in a human body, I don't see things the way every other human sees things. I have, psychic gifts and a lot of I'm an empath, and I have a lot of healing abilities. So I see things are very different to the average other person. And I can see through people's mask. When people try and pretend that they're okay to be used, they love their job. Oh, I'm a escort, I love my job. I'm a hooker, I love my job. No, you don't. No, you don't. Be honest. Come on now. Who wants to be used? I don't care how much money you get paid, because when you actually ask them, be honest. Do you feel like shit every night? Do you cry sometimes? Do you wish you were loved for who you really are, for your soul, for the good in you? Don't you wish you weren't just being used like a sex toy with no brain? And then they when they're really honest, they don't like it. They could be rich off the disgusting job they do, and they still feel like shit. But some of them won't admit it to themselves. Some will admit only in private to people they trust, that I feel like shit. I don't feel like, I feel worthless, but it pays the bills. But then if you did something that, like, why don't you stop? Like, you're rich now, why don't you stop? But now a new problem is the greed for the money. they're so greedy now. Even when they're rich, they still go back to this thing they hate to get more and more money. So that shows you that the money never made you happy, because even after you got tons of the money, you were still not happy. Even when you claimed that, well, I used to sleep around for free, why don't I get paid for it? I might as well get paid for it. I used to go to the bar every night and sleep with a dude and not get anything for it and get thrown away like a piece of garbage. Why don't I get paid for it now? Oh, now I'm a famous porn star. No, you don't seem to get it. You don't seem to understand how your integrity is priceless, your dignity is priceless. And if money really was such an amazing thing that makes everyone happy, fame and money, why are there people taking their own life even after they got millions of pounds? Because it doesn't actually make you happy, and the love of money and the greed is evil, and it does turn good people crazy, and it's sad that people do terrible things or allow terrible things to be done to them for a bit of money, even when they've got money. That's the weird thing. Like I said, people who are already rich, why are you still doing porn? Why are you still a stripper? Why are you still an escort? Why are you still a prostitute? If you have become rich off these things, why are you still doing OnlyFans? What? But they're so greedy, even when they've got tons of money in the bank, and they shouldn't need to do anything else. They could set up their own business now. They could buy other businesses and take ownership. But it's so weird how people will stick to the low vibrational stuff, almost like they're codependent on the greed and the low vibrational stuff. It's weird. I don't know. It's sad. But yeah, if you truly look at yourself as, a person who, if you go out into the world and you know that someone can bribe you into giving up your dignity, there's something wrong with that. And you have to fix that in you. That is a huge problem. If you can be bribed to give up your principles, your morals, your dignity, then that means you'll do anything. That means you would, where is the line? And people will keep trying to push you past your line. But someone like me, never, no one could ever give me enough. There's no money, there's no amount of money in the world that could make me sell my dignity, sell my integrity. And people think that I'm joking. I'm like, no, I would rather die than let you humiliate me. I would rather die than let you hurt me or anyone in my family or humiliate us. I don't care how poor we are. I would rather be poor and free and happy than be a disgusting, debauched monster like Diddy or Weinstein or Epstein or all these terrible people that we know, even though they were rich and should have just sat on their pile of money and shut their mouth, but they went out of their way to cause evil, to do abusive, disgusting things, use their money to hurt others instead of help people. Like, this is the sick world we live in, and it's really hard to it's really hard to understand, but yeah, if you can get people superficially with money or fake personality, or just because you look good, so what? I mean, like, none of that stuff even matters. Like, being a good person matters. Going out into the world and doing no harm and protecting others matters. Like, if you can't even keep these people that you temporarily lure them in with your good looks or your money or whatever you're doing, you can't even keep these people around. And these are stupid, low vibrational people. You can't even keep them around, because even they at some point are going to feel, I don't want to be used anymore, or they're dumb enough to think that, and then they go and let someone else use them who just has a different offer. The world is sad. Anyway, I'm going to go now. Please like, share, subscribe, and look for all the other videos on my channel. And I wish everyone around the world peace, love, and protection. Bye for now.